Howdy Grounded 2 guys and gals, welcome back to another Grounded 2 video. Today I'm going to be doing a live react to Sadinky's video on him reacting to MediocreMilton's video about how Grounded 2 is dead. Now before we get started, one thing is that all the people in the video, Sadinky and MediocreMilton, are adults. We're allowed to have opinions with each other, disagree, things like that. And guess what? Because we're adults, we can move on. Do not send hate to people. Criticism, always, say, hey, I disagree, blah, blah, blah. No big deal. But don't just go out of your way to send hate to people. It's silly. And also, if you don't, this is the funniest thing about YouTube. If you don't like somebody, commenting on him is the stupidest thing. So that just feeds the algorithm. So why do it? And second, before we go any further as well, Grounded 2, I know, is an early access, right? Preview, whatever. And so, I dislike the idea that you can't criticize something that's in early access or game preview, whatever, because it's an early access. And to that note, here, I'll just kind of show you with an example. You can't criticize my video or anything I say against Grounded 2 because, well, my criticism is in early access, and it's not fair to criticize something in early access yet, right? No, you need to be able to criticize things, make fair points, and things like that. If things didn't meet your expectations, aren't going the way you think there should be, etc. Because I've got plenty of Grounded 2 criticisms myself. It should be okay to criticize those things. Sometimes people are unfair, but we're gonna live react and watch and just take a look here. I'm gonna put it in, I think 1.25 speed, just because I don't want to keep on adding to the runtime of the video. But let's jump into it.
Hey, I'm Sadinky. Alrighty, so I have woken up, and I know it's 1 o'clock, so don't mind me. I've woken up and I've seen Milton has posted a...
Real quick, let's look, see what he's got in his things. Tinier tidbit mod, Grounded. So we're spying now right here. Big Reddit. What the hell is it? Future base. That's that one. Thumbnail. What's Big Reddit? What's Big Reddit? I'm gonna have to go through that later.
The Grounded 2 rest in peace video. Like to dislike ratio
it's
isn't
just big
the best
boys
right
on
now.
Reddit.
I watched the first minute or so of the video, and then I realized
so he's talking about he's gonna do live react to it. And the first part of the video, I'll be honest, I'm not. It's a bit, I guess, about it's being dead. I'm not super into it, but
I will react to it and give my own feedback to it because, I love Grounded 2.
It's it's
that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and watch this video with you guys together. I'll pause and be with them.
Fellow survivors and backyard adventurers.
He's just saying it was
under the somber sky.
So the first part of the video is just him going over a eulogy about Grounded 2.
To bid a heartfelt farewell to Grounded 2. A once vibrant world of shrunken heroes, towering blades of grass, and epic battles in its tiny realms.
For me, I feel like the bit is going on a little too long.
Rest in peace, Grounded 2. May your code find eternal bug-free pastures.
I don't know if this video is rage bait or not, but
it feels like that part feels like a rage bait part.
The game is in early access,
All jokes
right?
aside, I am growing more and more concerned with the future of Grounded 2. Now, I'm going to start off by saying that I'm still optimistic that in the end, it will end up being a good survival game. However, I'm less and less optimistic each day that it's going to end up being better than the original, which is what I originally thought was going to happen.
It's funny. I paused it when I was watching it, the beginning part, because we were talking about this on stream last night. I should do a live react to this thing. It's just I think we're going to pause at the exact same time. He was talking about he's worried about not being better. I mean, potentially. I don't feel like it wouldn't be better. I guess if they didn't keep the same things that made Grounded 1 a good game, repeatable bosses, exploration, things like that. So far, I feel like Grounded 2 has opened up. They've gone so much more into verticality instead of just being a flat plane. And I really think a lot of that is going to be explored in Grounded 2, hopefully. And also, it's hard to talk about because it's what makes a good survival game. Exploration, survival. I feel like the survival is battles, are they fighting other creatures, is really the survivability. The over food and hunger stuff gets over pretty quick. But then what makes a good survival game plus what makes a good Grounded game, definitely we'll get into that I think a little bit later. They haven't brought as much back from Grounded 1 that I would hope for to make it good Grounded 2 game. But as long as they keep on adding to, I don't see why Grounded 2 wouldn't be better.
I'm gonna pause here already.
There's a pause.
Straight off the bat, Grounded 2 has a ton of potential. a ton of potential. There is so much they can be adding and doing. They don't have the restrictions of old-gen console sports. The game isn't going to be restricted by console memory and whatnot.
True.
It's also an early access. Gratitude is already a great game, and there's already a ton of content. I think there's like roughly about 10-15 hours worth of content in it in early access in its earlier states, which is...
And if you have lower skill like myself, you're looking at like 20-30 hours of content.
great. Also, they have a ton of roadmap stuff as well, but we'll jump into that in just a bit.
20 or 30 hours of the game, and seeing kind of the roadmap that they had planned out, I fully expected Grounded 2 to just be superior in every single way. But I have...
Yeah, that's where I think a lot of the criticism comes from. I'll be honest. That's where my criticism comes from, is that I wanted like 80% of Grounded 1 into Grounded 2, and then they build upon it. I feel like so the big thing, well, I'll just make a personal example. Because I have members on my channel, and something they said about like, oh yeah, make member-only videos, but don't take away content. Make new content just for the members. You don't want to like say, here's something you're already getting. We're gonna take that away, and now you have to pay for it if you want to watch it. People don't like that. So like, having it, obviously it's just time gated. We have to wait, but taking all the things like pine cones, burrs, tier 3 weapons, a lot of tier 3 armors and tools, building stuff, bosses that are repeatable. I mean, to a degree story, but like taking all these things away and then adding them back later, it's like my expectation, now maybe this, my fault as well, is that it was going to be there, most of it, and you build upon that. It's like just recently in one of the other patches, they added rugs back. I'm like that was already in the game. It's like you're giving us back the things we already had. And it's like, hey, it's new, right? It's back to you. And it's that part is frustrating because I wanted like an evolution of it, not like we go back and then, of course, like in like probably winter update, this will all be like, well, not the bosses, but like we'll see how Axel does, but like all the building stuff is gonna be back. It's just that for me was like the expectation. We're going to see a lot of that stuff, but it's just like we're not going to give you all that stuff, which is annoying to see.
Two concerns that I want to talk about in this video, and the second of which is one that many of you might not know about, and it's the one that's the bigger concern to me. So stick around so I can tell you about that. But
I'm looking forward to that.
One of the concerns is really quickly tell you why I even made this video. So as I've said before, early access games, early access survival games, they always lose players. It happens.
100%.
The game launches, lots of people check it out, and then people start falling off and going on to other things.
Yep.
Okay, I agree. That's a good statement. The game's not finished, obviously. You're paying to play the game in early access. You know it's in early access. You know you're getting a small amount worth of content. And then if you join back after update, it's just like a whole new, fresh, brand new experience.
That's normal.
Yeah, and that's every game. Every game is never going to be a forever game. So it's just a normal thing.
However, in the case of Grounded 2, it's losing players at an alarming rate. Looking at Steam, the player count has already dropped 84% in 1 month.
Right.
That makes sense.
On Xbox, the game reached as high as the 9th most played game, which is an achievement upon itself. However, it's already dropped to 30th, and it's been dropping pretty much every day.
Yeah.
Early access, that is normal. Also, the game, I know the game is also very GPU intensive or like hardware intensive. It's like you need a pretty good PC to be able to run this game, which
even on Xbox
is an issue right now.
I mean, that was, sorry, I didn't mean to pause it there. But the performance stuff was kind of the big issue for a lot of people. Casuals, tons of casuals, like, oh, everybody's playing this game. And it's like, oh, I'm playing it, and it's like crashing and stuff like that. That's a lot of the new people. They're like, no, this game's, it's not as fun. I really wish, this is, once again, here's my personal thing, I really wish the game came out, the actual update was the first taste of Grounded 2 that we got, with the winter update being the big expansion, and hopefully, and then the idea being that the actual update would also have, if we got it that time, the performance would have been good. Here's the first taste of Grounded 2, new players, crashing, lagging. Ugh, it's not the best first look.
Now, even my PC struggles, and I've got like a 4080 in it. But
4080, 3080 Ti. My computer's a beast, ugly beast. It's a mess.
Early access, once again, it is what's it called? It'll be improved in the future.
Also, looking at Steam, Grounded 2 has less players than Grounded does.
Grounded 2 is in early access. The game has been out for just over a month and a bit now. Grounded 1 is fully finished, fully fleshed out game. It's got New Game Plus, it's got a ton of replayability. Grounded 2 really doesn't have a lot of that, but once again, in early access, it's got like 10 hours worth of content. And also, this is Steam charts. This isn't just straight off the console charts. I don't know how many people are playing on console. I don't know how many people are playing on Microsoft Windows or their Xbox Windows, whatever that one is. I mean, it's a good source, but yeah, I can definitely see that Grounded 2 has less player base, which kind of makes sense.
I mean, it's just trackable. Like I mean, obviously you can't compare all the people playing it, but it's just showing that there's a decline overall. But you know, well, of course, Grounded 1, I might have imagined would go up just because people are like, oh, Grounded 2, oh, I haven't played Grounded 1, stuff like that. But I mean, once again, the amount of content that was in Grounded 2 wasn't massive.
2022. It got its last major update in 2024.
Fully yoked.
And while I know people will argue that it's a complete game, so it would make sense for it to have more players.
True.
And I agree. If someone came to me and said, which game would you recommend, Grounded or Grounded 2, right now?
Grounded. I'd recommend Grounded 1 because Grounded 2 is not finished.
I've never played either. I tell them to go play the first game because it's a complete experience and you can enjoy the entire game.
There we go. Yep.
However, I do want to argue the point that the new game should have less players than the first game. And my argument for that is, at this point, I would feel like almost everyone who has wanted to play Grounded has probably played it. It's been on Steam since it was in early access in 2020. It's been out of early access since 2022. And it got its last major update like a year and a half ago.
Yeah. The reason why I got the last major update was because they've been working on Grounded 2 in the background since the 1.3 update for Grounded 1, the Make It and Break It when they added Playgrounds.
At this point, there's probably very few new people coming to Grounded. Now, maybe people who saw the second game tried it out.
Like a lot of people could have been like on their list and they just forgot about it, and then Grounded 2 came out and they're like, oh yeah, Grounded 1. So who knows?
And then they were told the first game was good and they were like, okay, well, I'll go check that out. That's perfectly logical. That could have happened.
That's true. That's fine.
But to say that the original game, which at this point most people have completed, should have more games than the brand new game, who is in early access, and the point of early access is to get players to give you feedback to make the game better. I just think that's silly.
Yes, but also no.
So let's jump into the two concerns I have. The first one is going to be...
Well, I mean, the player base is... I mean, a lot of people finish the content and they're just waiting for... They want more, but there's nothing there realistically.
The update schedule. Now, I've seen people commenting on my videos about this, that if you don't like the update schedule, just wait till it's 1.0. And you know what? That's easy enough to say.
I hate that personally because it's like, I don't want to wait for 1.0, but I mean, I will. I mean, once again, I've already told my opinion. I wish Axel was when Grounded 2 came out and then winter update, but yeah, just wait for the full game. I don't want to wait. I want presents now.
Because guess what? Your recommendation there, your suggestion, 84% of people are taking that right now. Because most of those people that stopped playing the game already will come back when the game is finished, because that's what happens with early access games.
Yeah, you jump into early access, you play the game for the first time, you get the taste of the game, and then you go, yep, this game is I can see the potential it has. I won't play it to 1.0, that's completely fair. But if you also want to come back to every update like I'm going to, you can see how the game pretty much grows with you. And you, as the community, for Grounded especially, or Grounded 2 I should say, we are the drive that like makes the game better. We are the reason Grounded is as good as it is, because Obsidian and the devs listen to so much player feedback, and we build the game with
people
them.
You retain.
I think that's very true. Like, I don't think there would be without, especially me, of course, the #1 Grounded guy here, because there's no one right next to me. It's technically true. No, but yeah, without the people like posting and stuff like that, yeah, there would be no Grounded.
Provide the feedback, who test the game out.
Well, there would be
feedback on
not as
balancing,
much.
give suggestions to make the game better. So my concern right now is, and after the PAX West panel they had yesterday, which really...
I skipped that one. I didn't see it. I saw they revealed a little bit of stuff, but they didn't show too much. But
they did not give us anything of substance.
Wasn't much.
They did reveal a couple of new things, but they didn't show us any of the new things. They didn't show us the build matrix thing that they're going to be showing off.
That's surprising. They didn't actually give video. They really should have. That would add hype. They're very the devs like to sneak out little stuff. That's interesting. And they skipped a casually Grounded. I wonder if they're waiting for something. Maybe Marcus is coming up on the 9th, so maybe there's something big happening there.
But they're going to be adding to the game. They actually even glazed over the performance improvement, or the graphics options, which was on one of the slides, which I thought was pretty interesting, considering that alone could probably improve a lot of people's experience. Giving people DLSS, FSR, getting rid of Lumen, whatever.
That was another reason. I was like, why wasn't like a lot of that stuff in the game already? It should have been. Like not enough gameplay is one thing, but like the crashing and the performance is like, because a lot of people, this is their first taste of it, and it's like, it's not a good taste. At least that part of it. It's better now, but I wish they had that nailed down at the very beginning.
Whatever those options might be, most games have tons and tons of options to customize the game, especially on PC. Maybe not so much on console, but they glazed over that, which I don't know if that was probably unintentional, but it's good to see that they're adding that kind of stuff.
Okay, so it is a bit of a shame that we didn't see any new gameplay or like anything new at the PAX panel, but that's completely fine. At least they were at PAX and they told us more stuff that it is coming. I would much prefer them telling us more stuff, being like, hey, we're not going to show you anything, we're just going to tell you We got a new Mantis armor set coming. We got a new build menu coming out. We got a bunch of performance issues. That's great. I would rather them do that than have nothing at all and just be silent. The Gamescom, they did show Axel, which I think we're a little bit too greedy, wanting more right now, especially considering Granted 2 is in early access once again. But the Axel update is going to be great. It's going to be out in like maybe a couple of weeks to a month, and yeah, it's going to be fine.
But
I mean, in arguably the PAX panel, they may have not had access to really put out any like they had a slideshow. I don't know if they would if they would have anything prepared, whatever it is. I mean, they do need to start putting out just things, just keep hype going, because hype will die down.
The main concern is that the updates are going to be less frequent than the first time around. Now, if you were around the first time, there were lots of, it was almost like monthly or every other month. There was a decent size update for probably like the first year or so, maybe a little bit more than that. And then it wasn't until they got closer to the full release that they started spreading them out a little bit more.
I played Grounded when it hit 1.0. I didn't play Grounded 1 in early access, so I really can't say much on this one.
Same. I played when the backpack size increased by 1 row, so I got lucky, I guess, spoiled on that.
So what my concern is that infrequent updates will result in less players actually playing and less players returning to early access. You can look at the charts for any early access game. When they get an update, even a major update, some people will come back, but it's never, ever the amount of people that played it at launch. It's usually a fraction of that. And then what happens is eventually when it releases 1.0, then many people will come back. Sometimes it exceeds the early access launch, sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes.
I mean, yeah, like, and then, no, I see what you're saying, which is true. Like Valheim, love Valheim, but their initial success has like been dwarfed by how slowly they've been putting out stuff. I've been playing Valheim again on stream. It's still a great game, grindy, good survivability. It's very can be very tough, but it's just like, but it's been like, that one's 4 years. They're looking at like a 2-year window, so that's not terrible. And he's not wrong that people may not come back. And that's where, once again, I'm going to re-reference to that. Their first big showing of Grounded 2 should have been, in my opinion, the Axle and plus the performance and all that stuff was in good standing, not the crashes at the very beginning, because a lot of people may have like had a bad taste in their mouth after playing that, like it just crashing and stuff like that, or if they had a really rough time.
When you play an early access game, players have a sour taste to the game. Some people just have never heard of Grounded before. They play it, they're like, yep, they played like an hour or two, they don't enjoy it, and they leave. That's pretty much where a ton of the players come from, just new people, especially on Xbox. It's on Game Pass Ultimate. If you buy Game Pass Ultimate, the game is free. People will probably play the game and be like, I don't like it, and then move on to the next game, which is completely fine.
But what that means is, as less people are playing the game, as the numbers are dwindling, as less people come back because the updates are so far apart, and it's harder to get people to come back. Because imagine right now, if the fall update doesn't come until mid to late October, how many of those people that stop playing right now are going to come back to fight a boss that they're probably going to beat in an hour or two, right? Especially if they've done everything at this point. Beat the boss, get everything unlocked, and then what? Now you have to wait 3 to 4 to 5 more months for the next update?
Okay, I agree with him a little bit. I agree. Yes, the Axle update is going to be a minor update compared to the other updates that are coming. The Axle update is going to be small. I think it's going to be Axle, there's going to be a new armor set, and the new build menu. That's all we know so far, and a ton of more improvement issues. But yes, they've already said straight off the bat, the full update or the Axle update is going to be a lot smaller than the other planned content updates.
For people like me who are like fans of the game, who cover the game and the content of the game, for people like you watching this video who are fans of the game, you'll come back and try it out. I'll always come back and try out an update, but most people will not. And what that means is there's going to be less feedback given. There's going to be fewer people giving feedback. This is me. I would say, me personally, I would prefer hardcore, dedicated fans of the game giving feedback than a ton of like brand new people that have no idea what they're talking about. I would much prefer having a ton of people in the Grounded Discord have hardcore fans of the game. They know what the game needs and wants, instead of like a person who just played the game the other day and says, oh yeah, I want to add in a giant crow boss I want to fight, or something like that. You know what I mean? I would much prefer having dedicated fans giving feedback.
I mean, also, it'd be nice to try to create dedicated fans too. So, I mean, it's same. Yeah.
Or the people who are super fans of the game.
Are we doing double?
They're not going to get a lot of critical feedback. And I saw this with the first game. Between early access launch and 1.0, most of the feedback I saw was positive. And a lot of it was well-deserved because the game was a pretty good game. But there was very little critical feedback. And most of the critical feedback, not really much was done with it.
Okay, I agree. Some hardcore fans of the game, especially me, I love Grounded. I am a little bit, what's the word? I'm not too harsh against the devs. I have been in the past, but we've learned from Grounded 1 that we probably need to be more critical towards the stuff. We can't be like, oh yeah, this is fine, but deep down we don't like it. Like, we can change that.
Because I don't know, I guess because they didn't get a lot of it. I guess if 90% of the people are saying, I love this, it doesn't matter if something is glaringly obvious and probably should be looked at. It doesn't matter because the super fans are always going to be positive, and that's just the way it is.
I agree.
The other thing that's going to happen with
Well, I don't know if I'm a super fan. I will always be like critical of things I don't like. The way I look at it is I boo because I want to cheer. So like if I don't like something, I'm telling you I don't like it because I want to be able to like, this is amazing. But if you may fix this thing, I will be like, yeah. But I mean, if there's something I don't like, I will be critical of that. Bring me back my frosted flake before you patched it, bastards.
the less frequent updates, the infrequent updates, is you're going to have less and less content.
I updated that thing all the way to max. That was like 110 crystals, and then you took away the good mutation. I'm okay.
Creator streaming it and making videos on it, which will shrink the reach during early access.
It was a good weapon. Why did you do that? Sorry, I'm done. I'm done.
If they were updating the game on a frequent basis, you might get a big streamer who has like 10,000 viewers, play it every time a big update comes out, and every time they stream it, when a new update comes out, their audience there'll be new people in their audience who haven't played the game and come play it.
I think I would much prefer having the game fully finished 1.0 and then a ton of streamers stream it. Because if they stream in early access, the game could be a buggy mess and they don't like it, which is a massive impression on like the 10,000, 20,000 viewers they have, instead of them going into 1.0 and the game is fully finished, the story's great, and they say, this game is great, go try it now. Like, it's very different if compared to an early update to a more finished update.
And that's where I really wish they had the performance set in stone with like an actual boss and stuff like that, just in case I know like Cocarnage played it, and other streamers and stuff like that played it. It'd been nice to have like that good first taste of it. I don't know if any other huge streamers or content creators actually went into Grounded 2, but okay, going back.
Updates. People
just
like me
repeating
and others
myself at this
watching
point.
Grounded content, whoever that may be, they'll be making more videos. Right now, people are looking at like commenting on my videos saying you're just making videos for the sake of making them. I'm making videos to provide news updates, and I'm making videos like this to hopefully provide constructive feedback that maybe can affect the long-term game. Like what?
Okay, I agree. Yeah, some content in Grounded right now is dry. I've done all my build videos pretty much. I've got a couple in mind. Tier list videos I can do. There's really not a ton of stuff I can do for Grounded 2 right now. I'm just waiting for the next update, but that's completely fine.
What happens at the end of the game, right? So my second concern, and this is the one that is even more concerning, and a lot of you might not know about it.
Okay, here we go.
Is the dev team for Grounded 2 is new.
I don't know why that's such a big issue.
And I do have a question, which obviously...
Is the dev team new? I mean, like they added the IDOS Montreal. Like, mind you, I don't know a lot about the dev team. I'm dumb. I play game, not go into like the LinkedIn to see who's there. But I guess they added people. I don't know if that's necessarily an issue, but well.
So you can't answer, and I'm sure it will never be answered. But my question is, why was the original dev team not brought back to make a sequel?
Okay, when I got flown out to LA, I have been told.
Look at this guy bragging about the LA thing. I wasn't, because I was too busy building Burgle. Don't forget to check out Cooking with Burgle. We're gonna pin it somewhere. Cooking with Burgle. Just a Burgle robot cooking in the kitchen. Didn't catch on fire once.
Some things that I can't say. I'm sorry.
If you make a game,
don't bait us, a dinky bastard. There's something I just can't say something. I'm gonna strangle him. That's soft little neck.
If you make a game that 25 million people try, that sold millions of copies on Steam and probably on consoles, that has a very positive review score. It's 90 plus on Steam. And that is generally thought of by most people as a top 3 to 5 survival game of all time.
Yeah, Grounded's a great game.
Why would you gut that team and bring a brand new team in to make the game, to make the sequel to that game?
Again, I can't really say much, but I think it's better having a new dev team instead of the old dev team, so the new dev team can inspire and bring up new ideas and probably take more risks than the people that played the first game and they know, okay, this is what happened last time, this is what works, this is what doesn't work, sort of thing. And it's also a mix. There's some new, some old. That's completely fine.
I've been hearing.
So I'm not, when it comes to dev team, I don't know exactly like what do you mean dev team? Like you're talking about the developers like writing the code or like making the artwork or what have you. Now, completely gutting the team seems odd. Now, I mean blending it because don't get me wrong. Like if you have just the same people doing the same thing, they can't see something new. Completely fair to bring in new talent, new ideas, new vision. It is a little concerning to have just a whole brand new dev team, but I don't know what dev, it's a catch-all. Like, what does that mean? Like, who is dev team, right? Like, who is it? Just the art? I mean, because obviously we see all the same stuff. It's not like everything's Technicolor. So it's potential concern. It'd be nice to like not gut them because I don't think they did anything bad. And I know they're like in California, so there's always an idea of like, oh, we're gutting them to get these new voices because we want to. There's too many of this type of people. We need these new people, and I always worry about like development when people focus too much on like social political stuff. So hopefully that had nothing to do with it, and they're focusing on gameplay and they're trying to make the best game. But I mean, it's a concern potential.
Is that the development team for Grounded 2 is mostly new people, and that the original Grounded developers are only consulting on it and not really actively developing. There might be a couple that are there, but certainly not all of them. And the main person is Adam Brennicky, who, as far as I know, came up with the idea of Grounded.
Yep.
And he's either not involved with the sequel or he's in a very minor role.
No comment. I can't say.
He was the face of the first game. He was the one that made all the big announcements. He was in one of the first marketing videos they put out for the sequel, which gave me confidence that, okay, the game's in good hands. It'll eventually be what it needs to be. But he's not been involved in it. He's not been seen anywhere else. Instead, there's a new game director who, as far as I know, had nothing to do with the first game. They brought...
True. That is true. Chris Parker wasn't, as far as I know, wasn't in like development with Grounded 1.
In a new studio, who in Eidos Montreal, who yes, they've helped make great games before, and I'm sure they're capable developers. But you now have a brand new team of people trying to make the sequel to probably your favorite game or one of your favorite games of all time.
Okay, so I think the reason why the developers wanted to go with another dev company to help them is because when Grounded came out, they had like a very small dev team. I didn't know the exact size of the Grounded 1 dev team, but it was like maybe 20 people. I could be wrong. I don't know exactly, but it was a very small dev team. And I think the Obsidian realizes and Xbox realizes Grounded 2 has so much potential. We're going to give you more budget to have more developers to make the game even better than it will be for Grounded 1. So I think that's completely fine.
Now, can they deliver? Sure, there's a possibility they can deliver. But I would feel far more confident if the development team for Grounded 2 was made up of mostly the same people from the first game, and then they added on top of that.
I think you're too stuck in the past, to be honest. I would...
Agree with me, Milton. But I don't understand the dev part. I mean, I don't think it's a big point. It's like I don't think his point is like a very like, this is scary. It's more like, this could be bad, and then if they do a bad job, that could be why they did bad. It's just like I don't see it as like a strong criticism of the game, but it could be like, it just depends if where they go. Because if they make us like 2 years from now we're like, game is perfect, a 10 out of 10, then it was not a good criticism of it. It's like, it was just like a maybe bad thing, haha. Like it could be like this foreign person over here, this person could hurt you, so you're gonna it's not a real, like, we don't have like, here's why it's bad. It's just like, maybe.
Prefer taking risks. If it doesn't work out, that's completely fine. You can make up with your mistakes instead of sticking the safe route. And
that would make me have more confidence. And then I also question, is the change in the new development team, is that the reason they're doing less frequent updates? And is that the reason many features from the first game were stripped out and they're going to be added later on?
Right now, we do not know how big and how much content they are going to be adding in the later updates. We have no idea. We have got no content updates in Grounded 2 yet. So there's really nothing we can say about that right now. The fall update it may just be Axel, and that could be, and then the winter update, it's a whole brand new biome. Like, instead of in Grounded 1, I think when I played, the Wasp Queen or the Brawling Boy Bin was like the new biome, and that was pretty small. But for Grounded 2, it could be completely different. We just don't know yet.
Coziness.
Well, yeah, like, the stripping of the things, but I mean, they may be looking at bigger updates. I mean, because smaller updates, maybe they wanted to shake some things up, try bigger updates, see how that worked out. I don't know if this is. It's just kind of like, it's just questioning about something. Is this a bad thing? It's like, I don't know if it necessarily is a bad thing to have bigger updates compared to like more updates.
Zip lines, mushroom bricks. There's plenty of other things. I'm not going to go through all of them.
Well, let's see how well we match up. Like the removal of zip lines, I think is fair because the buggies kind of like completely override that, and they wanted you to experience the park from a ground level. The other items, well, I said this earlier, I really wish they had included most of these items, and instead of taking away items, I mean, some things have to be taken away, but like it felt like so much was taken away, and to bring them back, it's kind of like, why couldn't you just have a lot of the stuff, and then it's like, then you maybe drip out, like if there's just small things they would drip out, like the cozy stuff and all that kind of stuff. I really wish they added more.
So, okay, Milton's pretty much saying, why aren't they adding a ton of stuff from Grounded 1 into Grounded 2 straight off the bat?
Let's see.
It's because I don't think they don't want to overwhelm the players with like a ton of stuff. Like, imagine the game having 4 different buggies, zip lines, all the upgrading materials, a ton of decorating items. You're pretty much going to blow through all the content, and then when an update comes out, it's going to be small. You're going to be like, where's the new stuff? You know what I mean? I think it's better that they're holding back on some items.
Were they stripped out?
No, like, I mean, I get what he's saying. It's just that once again, taking away things and then bringing them back like they're new is annoying. I get like not trying to overwhelm the player. I can completely see that for a lot of survival people, you walk in there, you're like, what do I do now? Subnautica, great example of like, okay, now what do I do? And it's like, you don't want to confuse the player and like, okay, I don't know where I'm supposed to go and what I'm supposed to do. Obviously, there's a lot of like in-game things that direct you places. I wish there was more, because the game is pretty like hand-holding, like do this thing, look, there's on the top, like build this thing. Oh look, I can undo this thing. It's not super amounts of, obviously I'm already familiar with Grounded 1, so I knew what to look for. But I do wish they had a lot of the stuff from Grounded 1. I don't know if players would be super overwhelmed by that, but I mean,
so that they could be revamped, or were they stripped out because they just wanted to build their game and then see how it is and then add those things back on later on? I don't know. These are questions I have. So like I said, I'm still optimistic long term that the game will end up being a good survival game. I'm going to try it. I'm going to stick with it through early access.
Grounded 2 won't be hitting 1.0 till at least end of 2026 at the earliest.
But with no updates for the next, we have no idea how long. You're going to see that me and probably most other people that were covering this game, there's going to be slim pickings for us to make content on YouTube.
That's true, but that's how YouTube is.
Yeah.
That's
so the only options are make no videos, make up content for videos, like just make up ideas and just make videos for the sake of making them, or we'll just have to make videos on other games and come back to Grounded 2 when there's updates.
I don't see an issue with that, to be honest.
So I think it's going to end up more likely than not being the last one there. So I'll be jumping into other games.
Yeah.
And whenever there's news on Grounded 2, I'll jump back into it.
Okay.
And I guess the question I'm going to end this with is, let me know if you're concerned at all in the comments down below. This was, I mean, I know the opening was kind of like a joke, funny, haha, but in all seriousness, I am kind of concerned, especially with how low the player base has already dipped a month after launch, especially with other games coming out, both survival and non-survival. The number is not plateaued yet. It is still falling every week, and it could very well dip below 2,000, 3,000. It could be below 2,000 players a week from now or a week after that.
Again, it's an early access game.
Sorry, I have ads. I didn't turn ads on. You're welcome, Sadinky. Those 3 pennies. When next time I see you, give them to me. Yeah, I mean, people are, it feels like he's like his complaint, like the argument or complaint, I guess, is like he's an employee, and it's like, well, I'm not gonna have enough work now and stuff like that to make videos. It's like, well, yeah, like I was saying, I've like Saturdays right now are just grounded. We're just building a giant ass treehouse, castle treehouse, I don't know, and bridges and stuff like that. And that's just kind of like, you know, whatever, here and there, do Grounded. And I've been playing Valheim, other stuff. You're gonna move on to different things. Yeah, like that just seems obvious. Like, why wouldn't you move on to other things? And the player base going down, yeah, because there was not enough content. And once again, it's up to content creators to keep it alive. It's just, it's more of the, like, this is not complaint. It just feels like this is just the way it is, I guess, at the moment.
And I know I've said it a ton of times in this video, but it's also not a live service game. There's not like multiplayer, like massive like multiplayer like Call of Duty or something like that. There's not a ton of replayability. Survival, like the survival genre is quite niche in the scope of the other games like Fortnite, Roblox, all those sort of games how there's like a ton of like multiplayer stuff and a ton of new content you can play every day. Grounded has a limited amount of content, and that's completely fine.
And at that point, you just basically have a very tiny number of people, no pun intended, playing the game, and they're just not going to get the feedback that they really need to make this the best game that it can be.
So once again, end of the video, no hate towards Milton at all. Do not.
No, I mean, I think still the core fan base is going to be there to give feedback to Grounded 2. I mean, I don't think that's an issue. I'm not even sure any really controversial parts in this video. It's just kind of like, I mean, I don't know. It's just I mean, I don't know. It didn't seem too bad.
Send him hate at all.
Yeah, don't send hate to people. Like criticism, but don't be rude when you do criticism. Constructive criticism, like it's hey, I don't agree, blah blah blah, whatever, that kind of stuff, is normal. And if you're a hate person, you like to just send hate to people, just realize when you do that, you're giving them the algorithm to push their video out further. So your hate comment turns into love comment because now more people will see the video. But you know, hate watchers are too dumb to realize that.
It's purely a constructive video. I'm just relaying my thoughts on the video, and I think the video is fine. Milton is allowed to have his own opinions, and Grounded 2 is in early access. It is an early access preview, which is its very first state of early access, and the game is fine. Yes, there are some flaws. I'm definitely going to be a bit biased. I do like the game more than other people because I'm a content creator and I'm very privileged to be so close to the Obsidian dev team and whatnot, but the game is fine right now. I think for Grounded 1, when the game first came out, there was a ton of players and then it died out. And then it died until 1.0 hit, and then a ton of new players came back. and then it died down again, update, and then died. That's just how games are. For games that aren't a live service, MMO, all that sort of stuff, where you can't have endless replayability, that's just how it is. That's how gaming is for solely like solo/multiplayer survival games. Once you are done with the content, once you don't have the drive or the creativity to do anything else, game's done. That's pretty much it. And that's all I have to say. So once again, don't send Milton any hate, constructive video. Yeah, I'd just like to say thank you guys for watching this video. If it even makes the light of day, I'm still not too sure if I want to post this on the channel just yet. But yeah, hopefully you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
Yeah, so like after fact, I don't know if this video will come out as well. Because Milton did delete the video, which I think is maybe too many people are being too critical, and it's very tough because deleting a video feel like is not also the way to go. Unfortunately, yeah, I don't see any controversial thing that he said or anything that would be considered like bad. Like, I think some of his criticism is from the fact that I feel like it's like an employee being like, I need more content so I can put more video out, which like from his perspective is fair. I mean, maybe like part of it's like, well, then if he's not motivated to do anything, then there's not gonna be content, and if there's no content, then no one's gonna be watching. If no one's gonna be watching, Grounded 2 is not gonna grow as much as Grounded 1 did, which could be a fair criticism. The complaints about the dev team, I think it's a tough thing because they don't know all the things in it. I mean, this guy, he might, but his mouth is sealed. Also, he's smelling the back of my head, you weird nut. I mean, if they focus on gameplay and story and they build a world, no big deal, right? But it's just kind of like it's an obscure criticism because it's like, this could be bad. We don't know if it would be bad. You know, it's just like, maybe. But I mean, the player drop off, it's normal for a survival game. Once again, I said this earlier, I do wish that Axel was there, and all the performance, all that stuff that we've seen already was their first update, or like when Grounded came out, that was their first, boom, here it is. And then a few months later, here's the another section, stuff like that. I mean, pushing out the updates, I think can be fair, so they have bigger pulls. I don't see a lot of problem with his video or what he said about it. Grounded 2 being dead. I mean, the bit at the very beginning, you know, it's a bit, whatever, right? It's just you try and be funny and stuff like that. Brother had to put in a suit for this, or blazer. At least the commitment was there, right? Yeah, like the player base falling off is normal for any survival game. Not many people replay survival games after the fact. Sometimes, a few times. It's normal. He's worried about that, but to me, the biggest worry, I think, to the drop off is why the drop off. If the biggest drop offs came because of performance, that's the biggest concern, because that was the people's biggest taste of Grounded 2. If they didn't do Grounded 1, is like performance issues, crash, not fun. So that's concerning. That would be concerning because then player base may come back. But I'm not like, at this point, I mean, yeah, content's kind of dried up. Move on to something different, I think. Just find a different game to play. Something else that has Grounded's popularity, but that you can make videos on. Something else that's newish or something, or whatever. You know, whatever you want to, I mean, that's what you have to do. If you do like kind of stick to just one game, you're kind of going to be beholden to it, and you're kind of stuck if you try to do anything else. Yeah. Once again, I don't know why people... Did I miss something? Because I don't know why people would hate on anything. I mean, yeah, he just, you know, he's not saying this is 100% great, but like, once again, people like, I mean, I think us like we boo because we want to cheer, but I don't think anything bad of it. Let me know down below if I'm a big dang dingus, didn't see it, and I missed something. Until next time, bye-bye.